Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans, past, present, and future. Thank you for your service to our country. This video is to recognize some of the brave military veterans that are working alongside of us each and every day here at Justice Works. A veteran is someone who served in a branch of the United States military and was discharged under any other condition than dishonorable. Lakeisha Jackson is a clinical therapist in our Charleston, South Carolina office. She served in the U.S. Air Force for 18 years, reaching the rank of Master Sergeant E7. Her job was in non-destructive inspections and unit training manager. Lakeisha said she joined the Air Force to travel the world and to get money for college. She said on her first day of boot camp, after a long day filled with a lot of yelling, rushing, and instilling of military customs and courtesies, she was saying her prayers one night and called God, Sir. Richard Christian is an educational program coordinator in our Conway, South Carolina office. He served in the U.S. Army and worked in the security agency from August 1966 to June 1970 and reached the rank of Specialist E5. His job was 31 Juliet, teletype repairer, and held a top secret cryptographic clearance. Richard joined the Army because his father was a decorated World War II veteran, and he felt the desire to also join. After his tour in Korea, he was chosen to go to Fort Meade, Maryland to attend classes with NASA staff for high-speed electronic monitoring equipment. Then he shipped out to Thailand. Richard has some great stories that you should ask him about if you ever get the chance. Kenda Michael Walker is a family resource specialist in our Sunbury, Pennsylvania office. She served in the U.S. Army from 2003 to 2015, reaching the rank of Specialist E4. Her job was 88 Mike truck driver and 42 Alpha human resource specialist. Kenda chose to join the Army to make a difference in the world. When asked if she had any stories to tell, Kenda said, quote, "The Army changed my course of life in many positive ways, which includes giving me the ability to get a degree in human services. I was also able to see the world and got to meet some of the most loyal people in the military that I can still count on to this day. I also met my husband in Iraq during our tour of duty from 2004 to 2006. He captured my eye because he had a whole case of Diet Pepsi, which was a hot commodity in Iraq. He gave me the entire case of Diet Pepsi and was my best friend forever after that encounter." End quote. A veteran is someone who chose to face the enemy, give up their comforts, and fight an uphill battle for those standing behind them. Christopher Williams is a program director in our Greeley, Colorado office. He served in the U.S. Army for 4 years in the 175th Aviation Regiment and reached the rank of Warrant Officer 1 accepted. His job was 15 Papa, Mission Control Specialist. Chris came from a long line of military men and women, and he felt it was his duty to serve as well. On his first day with his unit, they did a training exercise to practice airlifting a wounded soldier out of hostile territory, and then he got to practice putting IVs into his buddies while lifting off in a Black Hawk helicopter. Taylor Connolly is an administrative assistant in our Washington, Pennsylvania office. She served in the U.S. Air Force from 2009 to 2015 and reached the rank of senior airman. Her job was 2 Romeo 1 maintenance production management. Taylor wanted to receive a better education and a chance to travel the world. She even met her spouse while they were both enlisted. Duke Holden is a licensed clinical social worker in our Florence, South Carolina office. He served in the United States Army from January 1969 to August 1971. His job started off as artillery, and then he moved into the Fire Direction Center. Duke said he joined the Army because he was living in Massachusetts, attending the local community college, and he flunked out. He decided the draft board was waiting for him anyway, so he decided to enlist before they could get to him. When asked if he had any stories to tell, Duke said, quote, "I was sent to attend a school, but got put in the hospital for malaria. After 6 days, they said I could pull police call and go to the mess hall to eat. I went to the mess hall and someone was complaining about having chocolate ice cream 2 days in a row. I watched this for a while, then told the mess sergeant I would eat the chocolate ice cream because I had not seen ice cream in 4 months. He turned, told me to step down the line, and gave me all the ice cream I wanted." End quote. A veteran is someone who decided our freedom was worth the cost, no matter the price. Christina Saunders is a medical billing and collections manager in our Charleston, South Carolina office. She served in the U.S. Army from January 2004 to July 2014 and reached the rank of Sergeant E5. Her job was 92 Alpha Automated Logistics Specialist. Christina joined the Army to serve during a time of serious need. She said when she was in Afghanistan, she worked the night shift, and the fob where she was stationed was a blackout fob, which means there are no lights and that you have to travel with minimal lights when traveling in the dark. She heard something moving toward her around 1 a.m., and she turned on her flashlight to see what it was, and there was a pack of wolves that somehow made their way onto the fob. She said she thought her life was over, and she screamed so loud that it frightened the wolves, and they ran away. Darren Thames is a program supervisor in our Greenville, South Carolina office. He served in the U.S. Navy for 2 years and reached the rank of Seaman E3, and his job was radio man. Darren said he joined the Navy because he needed a job, and he provided this photo of the USS George Washington aircraft carrier, which was the carrier he served on. Savannah Coble-Crookston is a family resource specialist in our Greeley, Colorado office. She served in the U.S. Army from 2007 to 2016 and reached the rank of Sergeant E5. Her job was 92 Yankee Supply Specialist. Savannah joined the Army when she was just 17 years old because she wanted a better life for herself. She found out about the delayed entry program, joined, completed basic training between her junior and senior year of high school, and then returned for MOS school after her senior year. She said when she initially joined, she was supposed to be a communications specialist, but when she was in basic training, they were learning about basic maintenance of the radios, and hers started smoking. She said she thought she was doing right by raising her hand and waiting for someone to help, but by the time her instructor got to her, the entire radio was engulfed in flames. After graduation and getting back home, she begged for a new job and was able to switch to being a supply specialist. Veterans Day is a special day where we recognize and remember all service members, past, present, and future. We show our appreciation for their willingness to keep us safe and our nation free. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans, and thank you for your service.